Available for you. Edgewood understands that all British Columbians are currently facing the biggest challenge of their lifetime. With all these uncertainties, we know that our mental health and well-being can be affected now more than ever. The staff at Edgewood Treatment Center are here for you during these difficult times. They will help you navigate through these challenges and provide you with the support you need. Please visit edgewood.ca to learn how they can best help you.
News 1130 hotspots. First off, in Coquitlam, there's road work on the Barnett, eastbound before Pine Tree Way. Maple Ridge, there's also road work on the Lougheed. This has been carrying on for some time and will continue. Lougheed at the Haney Bypass. More traffic and weather together in 30 seconds.
Location in real estate. But with your vasectomy surgery, it's experience. And that's what I, Dr. Neil Pollock, and Dr. Jack Chang have. We performed over 35,000 vasectomies at Pollock clinics. That's right, 35,000 no-needle vasectomies, done safely and virtually painlessly in under 6 minutes. Your sexual freedom starts with a visit to the experts at pollockclinics.com.
News 1130 time, 2:11. And back to go to the traffic center. Anything exciting out there, Matt?
Nothing right now. Major roads steady. I'm seeing nothing. If you want to take the Massey tunnel, the streets are looking great. Same with the Tail and the Fort Maddie, the North Shore. Take the Iron River, take the Lions Gate. They're both good to go. In Coquitlam, almost Fort Moody area, there's that road west eastbound Barnett, just before it becomes Lougheed Highway by it looks like the Pine Tree stretch. So here's a little west to Johnson Street. I mean, two major, thankfully, out in Maple Ridge. There is the ongoing upgrades right around Lougheed and the Haney Bypass. So all directions being a tie-up going north. Take 2 Trump Road, alternate. And if you were to cross any other problems, accident stalls, radar, what all you, feel free to give me a call. Just keep it hands-free, please, to start the ferry. Traffic for TSC, eat healthy on the go with Legit. They're available at TSC. And today, they will shop TSC.ca.
Here on this book, crosses back in then solar weather center. There's no more about the sun and maybe a change in the weather.
We're tapping into some sunshine and some warm air today. Ridge of high pressure slowly breaking down. Now that morning cloud cover has started to peel back, and we will get more sunshine the rest of the afternoon. As warm as 20 degrees into the overnight, it drops down to 6 degrees. Tomorrow we have rain coming, but not till later in the day. More of an evening event or late afternoon at the earliest. Your daytime high up to 15 degrees on Tuesday. It is 15 degrees in Richmond with some sunny breaks. 14 at UBC. Your daytime high is warm as 20.
Here, the only Vancouver radio station with traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the ones. Up to 2 billion smartphone users around the world won't be able to use the new coronavirus contract tracing app being developed by Apple and Google. The app will warn smartphone owners that they have come into contact with someone who has since been infected with the virus, advising them to self-isolate. The device is more than 5 years old and lack the necessary wireless chips and software to run the app. So it means key data demographics could be lost. In just a moment, we got the world of sports with Chris Wall coming up.
Alongside Whitecaps phenom Alphonso Davies gets a 4.5-year contract extension from German Giants Bayern Munich.
News 11:30 time, 2:13.
Hi, I'm Jillian Fullerton, and today I'm talking with the activity manager at Shannon Oaks, Nedra Bergman. Nedra, I've heard so much about your creative genius that goes into planning the events at Shannon Oaks. Can you give us an example of some of these?
Well, Jillian, one of my all-time favorite events to plan is our camp days. Every summer, we organize a theme week that is meant to make our residents feel like they are at summer camp again. Each year, the theme is different. One year, the theme was around the world. We visited various countries, had theme meals and entertainment, and team members and residents created costumes for the event.
And what about the amazing bus excursions you plan for the residents?
Our scenic drives are most popular. We've taken residents to Stanley Park, Deep Cove, Cypress Mountain, Squamish, Horseshoe Bay, and one year we even took a ferry ride to the Sunshine Coast.
There's never a dull moment at Shannon Oaks.
Shannon Oaks, the more affordable retirement community option in the heart of Vancouver. Go to shannonOaks.com and book your tour today. This is All News Radio. News 1130.
It's 16 degrees in Vancouver. Good afternoon, I'm Jim Benny. Here's what's making news right now. 19 victims have been found so far in Nova Scotia for the killing spree on the weekend, and the number is still expected to rise in the coming days. Conservatives have lost their bid to have Parliament sit in person several times a week throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. It'll be once a week, the rest online. Coming up, TransLink is temporarily laying off nearly 1,500 employees because it's taking in less money due to COVID-19. News 11:30 time, 2:15. From Sportsnet 650, your home of the Canucks, here's Chris Wall.
We'll start with soccer. Alfonso Davies, the former White Cap, is staying at v.i.r.u.s. Munich for the long term and likely getting a bigger payday now, too. Canadian star extending his contract with v.i.r.u.s. until 2025. Team didn't disclose any contract terms, just that it's a 2-year extension on his original deal. You may remember the Whitecaps sold Davies to v.i.r.u.s. Munich in 2018 for a club record fee, which at the time was reported to reach as much as $22 million U.S. To hockey now, the Ottawa Senators have a new president of business operations. He is former Arizona Coyotes co-owner Anthony LeBlanc. LeBlanc also spent time as VP of Global Sales for Research in Motion. That's the company that used to produce the BlackBerry. The Senators fired their previous CEO, Jim Little, after just 2 months on the job. Vancouver Giants making a move today, too. They've acquired 19-year-old forward Adam Hall from Lethbridge. Football, Jacksonville Jaguars releasing receiver Marquise Lee just 3 days before the NFL draft. He was one of the club's leaders through the year through the 2017 season, but Lee missed most of the last 2 years with knee problems. Scores at 15 to 45, past every hour. Morning time at sportsnet.ca/650.
News 11:30 time, 2:16.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is proud to announce no contact full-service junk removal.
How does it work?
When our truck team arrives at the home, they'll pick up the junk from wherever the customer decided to put it.
But what if it's still in the home?
Our healthy, happy truck team will only touch the junk they're hauling away, and they never get closer than 6 feet from the customer.
Your home will feel big, clean, and open.
When you want junk to disappear, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
So, you're stuck inside for, well, who knows how long. Let's take stock. TV, check. Snacks, yep. Couch, you better believe it. What about a con artist, food scientist, a walrus whisperer, and one of the biggest documentary film festivals in the world? No? Well, you're in luck. Watch Hot Docs at Home on CBC. Catch world premieres and new docs every week without ever leaving the couch. Hot Docs at Home on CBC. Thursdays at 8 on CBC and CBC Gem.
News 11:30 time, 2:17. The death toll from this weekend's mass shooting in Nova Scotia has risen to 19, including the fallen Mountie. Chief Superintendent Chris Leathers says there are at least 16 crime scenes, and the death toll could continue to rise.
Had 5 structure fires, most of those being residences, and we believe there may be victims still within the remains of those.
The victims identified so far include RCMP Constable Heidi Stevenson, a teacher, 2 nurses, neighbors of the man responsible, and 2 corrections officers killed in their home. It's believed the shooter was disguised as a police officer and at one point was driving a fake police car. Prime Minister Trudeau is encouraging Canadians to join a virtual vigil later this week.
But a vigil will be held virtually to celebrate the lives of the victims at 7 p.m. on Friday through the Facebook group Colchester Supporting Our Community.
The motive for the shooting is still unknown. The motion to have federal MPs sit only once a week in person in the Commons has been passed by a vote of 22-15. It was voted on in Ottawa about an hour or so ago. Some MPs came together to debate the Liberal motion, which has the support of the NDP and Bloc Québécois. Conservatives have insisted Parliament sit more than once a week, arguing more in-person debate and discussion of the government's COVID-19 response is necessary. Almost 1,500 transit workers are being told they don't have a job anymore, at least for now. TransLink has announced a major series of layoffs, all because of COVID-19. Jill Drews with the Transit Authority says they shouldn't be off the job for long.
Our goal right now is to restore service in time for back to school in September. The idea is we would recall all the employees we can at this point, or at that point rather.
TransLink is also cutting back service and slashing executive salaries. It's been losing about $75 million a month during the pandemic. American Library Association has released its annual list of books received the most objections last year at schools and libraries.
The top 2 are Alex Gino's George and Susan Cookland's Beyond Magenta, Transgender Teens Speak Out, both because of transgender content. Number 3, John Oliver's parody of the children's book by Vice President Mike Pence's wife, A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo.
Our story is about Marlon Bundo falling in love with another boy rabbit because our Marlon Bundo is gay.
Harry Potter books are on the list. Religious groups are critical
60 seconds away, News 11:30 traffic and weather together all at once. See how our weather's going to shape up for the rest of the week. And some movie delays again because of COVID-19.
You need facts you can trust, and that's what we're best at.
Vancouver's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather is your source for the latest on COVID-19.
On air and online at news1130.com/COVID-19.
We don't live well for improvements, but did you know they're powerful pollinators? By naturalizing our grass-covered landscapes, we can help declining bee and butterfly populations recover. So invite life back into our yards. Make gardens beautiful and beneficial by adding native plants. Encourage your municipality to do the same by owning land and adding native vegetation to roadsides, power corridors, and other rights of way. Join the Canadian Wildlife Federation and thank Don't. Together we can be part of positive change with pollinators. Learn more at helppollinators.ca.
In uncertain times, it's been famously said, look for the helpers. At Amica, we think you should also look for the seniors. Seniors have so much wisdom and experience to share. More than anyone else, they can help put these days into perspective. So look for the seniors in your life. Give them a reassuring call. And don't be surprised if they end up reassuring you. A message from Amica Senior Lifestyles.
Here's 11:30 time, 2:21. Back we go to the traffic center and then
COVID-19 requires each of us to help prevent further spread of this dangerous virus. Everyone is at risk, especially
much energy demand has collapsed due to the coronavirus pandemic. Oil made history today, turning negative for the first time ever and logging its biggest one-day price drop on record. The May contract, which expires tomorrow, fell nearly 300% to negative $37.63 a barrel, while the June contract lost 18.3%, closing at $20.03 a barrel. Analysts note that this situation shows that demand for crude does not respond dramatically to price changes in the short term, and the same with supply, as some producers will continue to pump crude temporarily, even at a loss. Wall Street finished lower for the first time in 3 days, losing at least 1%, as the drop in oil prices reignited coronavirus concerns. The Dow fell 592 points, and two oil giants weighed on the Dow. We had ExxonMobil down by 4.7%, Chevron losing 4.1%. S&P lower by 51 points, with the Nasdaq dropping 89 points. As for the TSX, it was up by 28 points. We had gold higher by 0.7%, finishing at 1,711. Couche-Tard, the parent company of Circle K convenience stores, was in focus as it drops its bid for Caltex Australia due to the coronavirus. The company says it does remain interested and plans to re-engage once there's more clarity in the global outlook. The stock fell by 0.5% on Bay to $40.15. Canadian dollar lost 76/100%, closing at 70.67 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Carl Garnett.
News 11:30 time, 2:27.
When you're down, you build character.
But when you rise, that's when your character really shines.
This is an emotional time. Taking care of yourself and your family is your #1 priority.
We understand that everything is uneasy and changing by the hour. Here at Rogers Radio, we want you to know that we have your back.
We promise to continue to bring you up-to-the-minute information, but more importantly, we promise to be beside you as our community works through this.
If you're a local business who's struggling, we're here to help.
Our entire team is working remotely to keep our community safe while continuing to service you.
Together, we will get through this, and we can help ensure your business is poised to shine once things turn around again.
History has shown that in every economic interruption, businesses that continue to advertise weather the challenge better. And when the crisis is over, sales go up faster and higher.
Contact us at citynews1130.com.
It's time for you to really shine.
News 11:30 time, 2:28. The latest COVID update. We're waiting for numbers from Alberta. They'll come over in about 15 minutes from now. 62 more people in Quebec have died from the virus for a total of 939. The province has 962 more cases. The province is delaying all non-urgent activities in hospitals for the next 2 weeks to allow more medical professionals to work full-time in the province's struggling long-term care homes. 60 prisoners and 8 staff have tested positive, so all inmates at a jail in Brampton are being moved to a Toronto correctional facility after an outbreak of COVID-19. Ontario is reporting 606 new cases today, the largest single-day increase, and 31 new deaths. There are over 11,000 cases in the province. A woman in her 80s has died in Manitoba, becoming that province's 6th victim. It has 1 additional case, as does Saskatchewan. Scotia is reporting 46 new cases for a total of 721. 9 licensed long-term care homes and unlicensed seniors facilities are dealing with cases. Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and PEI have nothing to report today. In Europe, Turkey has announced a 4-day curfew in 31 provinces, starting on the first public holiday on the 23rd. The country's death count is up by 123 in the last day. Venice International Film Festival has been confirmed for September 2nd through 12th, despite the ongoing pandemic. You can find the latest on COVID-19. We have a dedicated staff put together that's giving you the very latest at citynews1130.com. And just a reminder that as health authorities have stressed, now is the time to remain calm and stay safe. News 1130, of course, will be here with you until this situation is resolved. We have Catherine Tyndall and Mike Hall working right now at news1130.com. And Sonia Aslam is producing our show this afternoon. News 1130 time, 2:30.
Your station for breaking news, traffic, and weather.
This is News 1130. Good afternoon. It's Monday, April 20th. I'm Rhea Renew.
And I'm Jim Benny. Downtown right now, it's 15 degrees. Here's what's making news right now.
The names and faces of those killed in the deadliest mass shooting in Canadian history are starting to be revealed, as the RCMP confirmed 19 victims across 16 different crime scenes.
It's a tough decision. We hear that from TransLink as it lays off nearly 1,500 workers amid a massive decline in ridership and revenue.
Don't let your guard down. The WHO is saying the worst is still to come in the COVID-19 pandemic.
Roadside Whitecaps Phenom Alfonso Davies gets a 4.5-year contract extension from German giant v.i.r.u.s. Sports at 45.
Markets finished mixed following a historic plunge for oil. The TSX was up by 20
Delta. I heard find it a bit of a time for this road work in Coquitlam. I guess they are still there. Eastbound, Barnett, locate just on the approach there towards the Coquitlam Center and Pine Tree Way. So traffic backed up from just before, it looks like Mariner Johnson Street. And then if you were to come across any other problems, make sure to give me a call. Just keep it all hands-free here to star 1130. Traffic for Jerry Brown Mortgages. If you need a loan to alleviate the pressure, it's important to know that you have options. Ask about equity loans from $10,000 to $50,000. The JerryBrownMortgages.ca.
Head on down once again to the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center, where we find meteorologist Michael Coos.
Enjoy the sun through the afternoon today. We don't have a lot of it in the forecast aside from today. We are going to get cloud cover tomorrow and some rain coming in late. This afternoon it becomes partly sunny with highs away from the water as warm as 20 degrees, 17 right on the coast. Drops down to 6 overnight, dry in the morning tomorrow. A few sunny breaks even possible early with the cloud cover closing in through the afternoon. Late day rain on the way. Your high temperature on Tuesday up to about 15 degrees. It is 15 degrees in Coquitlam, 15 in Richmond. Your daytime high as warm as 20.
We have traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the ones. News 11:30 time, 2:32.
To our top story, at least 19 people are dead in Canada's worst mass shooting in history. That grim total confirmed by Nova Scotia Mounties, with a warning more victims will likely be found.
News 1130's Curtis Doring reports the dead include a police officer, health workers, grandparents, and school teachers.
All of the victims so far have been adults, men and women, nurses and teachers, parents and grandparents.
It appears that some of the victims were known to the suspect and others were targeted and not known to the suspect.
RCMP Superintendent Chris Leather says they're now examining 16 different crime scenes scattered across northern and central Nova Scotia. That includes 5 structure fires where more victims may soon be uncovered. The suspect, a 51-year-old denturist, had been driving a mock police car and wearing at least parts of a police uniform, but his motive may never be known. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has urged Canadians to focus on the victims, which include elementary school teacher Lisa McCulley, nurses Heather O'Brien and Kristen Beaton, and of course RCMP Constable Heidi Stevenson. I'm Curtis Doring.
TransLink is laying off nearly 1,500 workers as revenue and ridership fall dramatically because of COVID-19. The Transit Authority says it's losing $2.5 million daily. Our Martin McMahon says the job losses are supposed to be temporary.
The rate of this financial loss simply isn't sustainable, according to TransLink. But Jill Drews with Transit Authority says that doesn't make this decision any easier.
It was a tough decision, and we are, thinking of the people and their families who, may not be employed temporarily through this. We do expect to recall them once we return to regular operations, but right now this was an unfortunate necessity.
The change will result in a number of route suspensions and other service cuts. Beyond the layoffs, senior executives and board members are taking a 10% pay cut. I'm Martin McMahon.
Don't park at a meter all day just because enforcement has been relaxed. That's what we're getting from Terrence Scholar for the city of Vancouver, who says people are overstaying their welcome.
Businesses have been complaining that there isn't space available up front, and certainly this isn't everywhere in the city. It is more localized, so we do ask people, if you aren't doing a quick trip in and out somewhere, that you try to find off-street parking just to allow the street parking still for people who are making quick trips.
Key areas of concern remain the West End, Kitsilano, and Point Grey. Final officers are now ticketing abusers.
Easing restrictions are weeks away in BC, but south of the border, some are protesting ongoing controls. Premier John Horgan is confident in British Columbians, and when it comes to what's happening stateside, he says he's looking to Washington and other coastal states for guidance.
We're going to take a regional approach to this, obviously mindful of what the Canadian position is, mindful of what's going on in the eastern states or the southern states, but most importantly, the western states.
Horgan says he spoke with Washington State's Governor Jay Inslee, and they are on the same page when it comes to COVID-19.
At 2:35 and 16 degrees, sunny. We'll say mostly sunny downtown. And we'll have more from Michael Coos on our weather in just about 5 minutes. After being forced to return to the House of Commons amidst a national tragedy and a pandemic, MPs have greenlit a plan for a reduced number of sittings for the next month.
The Liberal motion mirrors an agreement that had been reached over the weekend with the NDP and Bloc Québécois, which will see a limited number of MPs meet in person every Wednesday and hold virtual sittings on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Conservatives forced today's sitting and the vote since they wanted at least 2 in-person sittings a week and refused to give unanimous consent. Today saw regular proceedings, including question period, where Conservative leader Andrew Scheer challenged the government on its response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
How many new ventilators has the government been able to obtain under the National Procurement Strategy?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we've sent 400 ventilators to provinces and territories.
Conservatives drawing a lot of criticisms for their actions. The NDP calls it frustrating, and the Bloc claims the Tories are holding Parliament hostage during a health crisis. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
Some new research is suggesting way more people have had COVID-19, but never showed symptoms. That means the virus may turn out to be less deadly than originally feared. However, it makes it tough to know it's contagious because people who may not feel sick can still spread the bug to others. Experts feel the research shows estimates of total COVID-19 infections are actually way off.
The head of the World Health Organization says the worst is yet ahead of us in this outbreak. This raises new alarm bells about the pandemic, just as many countries are beginning to ease measures. Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus says the lockdown can't end it alone.
Ending the epidemic will require a sustained effort on the part of individuals, communities, and governments to continue suppressing and controlling this deadly virus.
He didn't specify why he believed the outbreak could be even worse.
The numbers are better, but New York City emergency rooms are still full.
New York City had already canceled permits for big events in May. Mayor Bill de Blasio went ahead and canceled them for June.
These kind of community events, we love them, but they're not what we need right now. They're not the most essential things.
Pride March, Puerto Rican Day Parade, the Salute to Israel Parade all draw millions each year.
The fact that they're postponing now is actually going to help us get to that point later in the year where things can open up and be better.
The mayor said it's possible the events are rescheduled. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York. Britain is still waiting for more protective equipment for healthcare workers. It's been unexpectedly delayed.
The Chancellor says 140,000 surgical gowns have arrived in the UK from Myanmar. 84 tons of personal protective equipment for frontline staff from Turkey was due to arrive yesterday. The first of 3 RAF planes has now left the country heading to the UK. Public Health England's Medical Director Yvonne Doyle insists they're working very hard to get supplies to where they're most needed.
It is of concern, and obviously we want people who are working on the front line with patients at high risk to have what they need.
I'm Bessie Steele.
You're listening to News 1130, Vancouver's breaking news, traffic and weather station.
There's a new way to join the fight against COVID-19. A line of fundraising t-shirts with the names of the women doctors leading the charge in this country against the pandemic are now available. The latest, produced by Silver Icing, has the name of Canada's top doctor as well as the health officers of 4 provinces, including BC. Money raised will go to the Conquer COVID-19 Fund for Essential Medical Protection Equipment. BC's health officer, Dr. Bonnie Henry, has garnered a fan club since the pandemic began. If you're interested in these shirts, you can head on down to our website, link to them at citynews1130.com. In 60 seconds, your hotspot.
News 1130 time, 2:39.
Factual information from your trusted source. We're in this together. News 1130.
Buick is here for you, ready to help keep your vehicle safe. Their no-contact service experience is available 24 hours a day. And if you're worried about the reliability of your current vehicle, their showrooms are open with home delivery available. Lease trucks from $74 weekly, plus your first month's payment is waived. Get the details at DuickGM.com. From everyone at Buick, please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Here's the top 10 reasons to get 10 Timbits free. They're fun, awesome, tasty, shareable, delicious, snackable, craveable, dippable, delectable, and free. Spend $10, get 10 Timbits free.
Offer on qualifying purchases of $10 before taxes and participating restaurants for a limited time. Not valid for delivery orders. Other terms apply.
At Doors Galore, install a pair of top-of-the-line fiberglass French doors with built-in blinds between the glass, all for under $3,000. Order online at doorsgalore.ca.
Gotta get your doors at Doors Galore.
In this edition of your News 1130 Hotspots, we'll start Coquitlam. Roadwork is ongoing on the Barnett eastbound before Pine Tree Way, and it is taking up the right lane. And in Maple Ridge, you'll also find some roadwork at the intersection of Northbound Highway and the Haney bypass. More traffic and weather together in 30 seconds.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is proud to announce no contact full-service junk removal.
How does it work?
When our truck team arrives at the home, they'll pick up the junk from wherever the customer decided to put it.
But what if it's still in the home?
Our healthy, happy truck team will only touch the junk they're hauling away, and they never get closer than 6 feet from the customer.
Your home will feel big, clean, and open.
When you want junk to disappear, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com. News 1130 time, 2:41. Let's go back to the traffic center. Where are you off to this time, Matt?
We're going to start off in Maple Ridge. We're in that roadwork right at Oak Street Highway in the 85 pass, really causing a delay for all
directions there. So if you can skip Lougheed and Haney, probably a pretty good idea. Just go a little bit north, and instead you can take Dooney Trunk Road. There's also road work to watch out for in Coquitlam, coming off 5 Highway eastbound towards Lougheed, right by Pine Tree Way. You're going to find the right lane is blocked off. The crews are working there today. And other than that, still the crews are working in Langley at 232nd and 64th Avenue, causing a small delay both northbound and southbound. And South Surrey, 160th Street, still blocked off north at 24th Avenue, while crews are widening that stretch. And get FTC Tunnels is hands-free to star 1130. And traffic, if you can help stay safe and at home, Rona is offering free parcel shipping and curbside pickup with online purchases at rona.ca.
Now to the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center, where we find meteorologist Michael Coos.
We're looking at sunshine mixed in with a little bit of cloud cover through the afternoon. More sunshine than we had this morning, that's for sure. And it is warming under light winds. Pretty nice day out there. 17 to as hot as 20 degrees around the area. We are going to get into some cloud cover through tomorrow afternoon. With rain coming in late day. We could see a few light showers as early as mid to late afternoon. And then wet into the evening with a high of 15. Wednesday is going to be the wet one. Rain on the way with a high of 12. It's 16 degrees in central Surrey, 16 in Burnaby. Your daytime highs up to 20 degrees.
Traffic Passat Motors. Passat has over 400 cars on site, so they can help you save time and give you options. Passat Motors, family owned and operated for 26 years.
We are the only Vancouver radio station to bring you traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the ones and traffic alerts to get you there on time. Facebook is